What is any difference between what Vance Joseph asks out of his safeties compared to what you're used to?
Um, I never looked at it differently in terms of, I think a lot of coordinators with me just being kind of the player I am was never the most gifted, wasn't like a fast 40 guy, was more of like an intellectual player, so I had to play that way. So I think that's what he expects out of me, is to be an intellectual player, a guy that goes out there and makes calls and makes adjustments. But I'm still learning the defense as much as I can. I got great guys around me. Brandon Jones has definitely been a help diving into that playbook and helping me play fast. So
how do you feel overall? How do you feel overall you're settling in? I know we talked to you during the spring, but how do you feel you're meshing in? I know you mentioned Brandon Jones. He said, year two was a lot easier than year one. What's it like, all the stuff he's throwing you into?
Well, I'm excited for it. I love being here. I think this is one of the best places in the world. So for me, it's just attacking it like it is year two, making sure I'm up to speed that fast so I can make it feel comfortable. But I'm excited to thrive with a bunch of guys around me. So.
The injuries the last couple of years, is there any change in approach this year to staying healthy? Is it the same physical play and just kind of helping you guys?
Same physical play. I think for me, just you got to take care of the body even more. Have no regrets, in everything I do. I go out there to play the game the right way, and that's playing fast and playing physical. And so injuries happen, it's part of the game, and for me, I'm just going to step on that field and have confidence I can play the game I play.
From your perspective as a safety, what kind of stress does Bo Nix put on you?
First and foremost, I think he's just a smart player. But then it's like, okay, you get on the field and you see how accurate he is, what kind of arm he has. I think that kind of, especially the first day of OTAs, like first ball was over everybody's head, and I was like, wow, like you have to account for those kind of things. And not every game that you play in the NFL, you're going to play a quarterback that can launch it that far. And so for him, he has that ability to just get it over the defense's head, and so that changes your perspective on how to play him. And so far, just see it as a teammate that he is, great person, great player, and just seeing how he handles himself in the locker room, in the cafeteria, and all that. I'm excited to play with him.
Brandon mentioned when we spoke with him in the spring that it already felt like you guys had known each other for a long time. How important is that kind of relationship and building it, away from football, and just how does that kind of organically come together?
Oh, most definitely. I think for us, we had the same DB coach. So that was kind of like I watched a lot of I call him B. Jones, but B. Jones film like throughout college. And so I already know a lot about him, seeing the way he plays, how fast he is. He's like probably one of the fastest players on the team. And so to see him in person, it was just amazing. But the cool thing about it is, first week I got here, he's like, hey, do you want to get work in? And there was no hesitation. It wasn't like, hey, you're on this by yourself. He's like, no, we're all in this together. And so it was really cool to see him, a veteran like that, step up to lead another vet in the right way.
So. What's it going to be like in 2 weeks? You got a joint practice against the 49ers, and your first Broncos preseason game's going to be at San Francisco. What's that going to be like?
Man, it's going to be blessed, man. I'm very grateful for the opportunity they gave me. My first 4 years there was special. I had a lot of great moments, a lot of moments of injuries, as you talked about. But for me, it was a special place in my heart. I always joke around. I told Trent, or I'm going to tell Trent that I'm going to start a fight with him just for fun. Probably the last person you guys want to fight. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. Trent Williams is not the one. Trent, if you see this, I'm so sorry. I got to do it. So, but all jokes aside, man, I'm very blessed and excited to be there. So
you came from a franchise that had success. Is there a common denominator for success for really good teams? And if so, what are yours?
I think the common thing I would say is having your core group of guys. Because your core group of guys leads the guys, the rookies, the new guys, and that was something that they had there. When I came in, it was like you had a guy like Fred Warner, a guy like Nick Bosa, and it leads. And then you come in here, place that has a quarterback that's on the rise, that is taking that step to lead. That's a core guy right there. You got Garrett Bowles offensively, Evan Ingham. It's a guy that's a core guy. And you're bringing that defense along with Alex Singleton and all these Passatan. Those are core guys, and I think that's what leads to building the right way. It's a fresh start every year. Don't matter, and we gotta take this fresh start, and we gotta prove it to ourselves that we can do it.
Is a core guy somebody who makes big plays or leads through adversity? But define a
core guy is doing the things right every day. Guys that show up on time, never late to meetings, doing the right stuff, taking care of their bodies, regardless of injuries. There's core guys that lead the right way that can bring a guy like B. Jones that's doing the right things. That's a core guy right there. So when you build around those guys, it makes for great plays.
For a couple of days with the pass rush in front of you, what are your impressions of those guys, and how much easier are they going to make life on you and back?
makes it a lot easier. You got dogs up front. I think they led in sacks last year, 63, something like that. So it makes it easier for us, but at the same time, we want to make it so they can have sacks too. We got to cover. We got to cover long, get sticky in the back end, so they can make it right up front.
John mentioned yesterday about being quite comfortable with expectations to winning franchise, the end goal where you want to go. Just kind of coming into the building here, how vocal have you seen guys use that express where this franchise wants to go, the heights and
For us, the goal is always. I think every team the goal should be the Super Bowl, right? Do we look at it that way? No, we look at it day by day. Person that goes out to war in the Army and anything, I talk to them. They do not think about Thanksgiving. They don't think about Christmas. They think about that day that they're in and what they got to do that day to execute. And that's what we got to do. I know it's not that serious. We get to go home to our wives, our children, stuff like that, but that's the goals that we put out there for us to execute the right way.
last one, Rob.
With training camp kicking off tomorrow, fans finally out here. Excited to play in front of Broncos.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. I got the family out here, and it's been good, but I'm excited to see all that just orange. I know they fill it up, so I know that we got the construction, or else there'll be more fans out here, but I'm very excited and very blessed to be here.